So Male and Hulumale. Male is the capital, obviously, and Hulumale is an adjacent island connected to Male by road and by water. And this Male looks very big and just like a typical city, comparatively smaller when you look at other big cities in the world. A small island on its own with a lot of, I wouldn't say skyscrapers, but tall buildings, nice coastline, the ports, and artificial beaches. A lot of people, a lot of restaurants and cafes. And Hulumale, I found it very residential, which is accessible by the road for about, I think where the place I stayed in Furuba Beach was about 8 minutes from the airport on a car, and equally beautiful. But you don't get the feel of an outer island. It feels like you're in a nice tiny little city, and you have access to good beaches and nice people and the coastline and cafes and restaurants, but that's about it. You don't feel anything different about being in these two islands, but it's definitely worth a stay over for a night, either as soon as you arrive or a day before you leave, because most people, when they come to Maldives, they just land into Male and then get off to the outer islands. Not many people tend to spend time within Male or Hulumale, because the way I travel, I just do some blind bookings and then decide on where to go or what to do after I land in a country. So I had pre-booked 2 nights in Hulumale before I landed, and I stayed in Hulumale and explored Male one full day. I took time to explore Male and find out about what I can do in outer islands, and spoke to people and things like that. It was very, very enjoyable and a good experience, or good start to my trip, staying on these mainlands before I headed off to outer islands. And also, given the outer islands are quite a distance away, if you have an early morning flight, or if you have even a morning flight, for example 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, you still need to come to Male to fly out, and in those cases, just to avoid any sort of risk of missing your flights, you're better off coming and staying in Male the previous night, Male or Hulumale the previous night, get a good night's sleep, and then be ready for your flight the next day. Because a lot of ferries and boats from the outer islands, they have their own timings, and they may not be suitable for your airport departure.